Let's walk through performing inventory transactions in seedtrakr. First, we'll start with receiving inventory. To receive inventory in seedtrakr, simply select the inventory lot and then move over to the action buttons and select the receive inventory actions. You can receive inventory two ways. One, just select the receive inventory action. A window will appear for entry. From here, you'll select the receiving location. So you're going to tell the system where you're going to put it. I'll select bin 18 for this example. I can also enter a quantity. I'm going to enter 1,000 bushels of inventory. Now note, you can enter any unit of measure that you like. So you can enter kgs, pounds, units if you deal with soybeans, or bushels. I can also add any comments to this receiving if I like. I can also receive against a purchased amount, which we'll get to a little bit later. I can enter an override date if I had actually performed this receiving at an earlier date and time. And I can also tell the system if the inventory is clean or unclean. I can select the unclean checkbox if the inventory is unclean, but if it is clean, I'm not going to check this box. I'm going to select save. So notice that my inventory on hand and available amount just went up to 8,000 when it was previously 7,000 because I received 1,000 bushels of inventory. I can also receive inventory with a skill ticket. Select the receive inventory actions and instead select the receive inventory with skill ticket. A skill ticket window will appear for entry. First, you'll select your target location. So for this example, we'll select bin 19. I'm going to enter my skill ticket number. I can tell the system whether I want to receive in pounds or kgs. I can track whether or not the driver was in the truck. And here we're going to enter our inbound weight. So this will be the weight of the truck when it came into the yard full of product. I'm going to enter 48,000 pounds. I'm going to enter 49,000 pounds. In the outbound weight, I'm going to enter 1,000. Now this will be the weight of the truck on the scale after it's dumped the product into the storage location. So notice down here, the system automatically calculates your tare, gross, and net based on your inbound and outbound weight. I can also enter any comments on this receiving skill ticket if I like. I can receive against a purchase, and I can tell the system whether or not I'm receiving clean or unclean inventory. When I select save, the 1,000 bushels of inventory that I just added with the skill ticket has been added to the inventory lot in seedtrakr. Adjusting your inventory. You can adjust your inventory in seedtrakr at any time by selecting the Adjust Inventory action. When selected, a window will appear. Now notice I selected the Adjust Inventory action for this Conlon Foundation inventory lot. So the system will first ask me for that inventory lot, which storage location you'd like to adjust. So let's say we'd like to adjust bin 19. It tells me that there is 1,000 bushels in bin 19. I have two options here. I can either add a positive adjustment, so perhaps I made a mistake and I just needed to add an extra 500 bushels. Or I can enter a negative amount, so maybe we had some bin shrink or some spillage. I can put in a negative 500 if I wish. Or if I would like to remove everything in that storage location, I can just select the Remove Entire Amount action, the X. By doing so, it automatically sets the quantity for me. I can also go in and add some comments here. So maybe I made a mistake. I'm going to type in fixing up quantity. So I've got my bin selected. I've selected remove the entire amount. I can also add an override date here if I perform this adjustment at an earlier date and time. And I can also tell the system whether this inventory is clean or unclean. So this is a way to add clean or unclean to your inventory if you forgot to check it off when you were receiving it. So in this example, as we said, we're going to remove the entire amount from bin 19. When I select save, the 1,000 bushels of inventory in bin 19 will no longer be in this inventory lot. So now you can see the lot went down from 9,000 to 8,000, and bin 19 is no longer filled with inventory for that inventory lot and is available for receiving for another inventory lot. Transferring inventory. In seedtrakr, it's easy to transfer inventory. Just select the Transfer Inventory actions. When selected, you have two options. The first one, select the Transfer Inventory action. A window will appear. The system will ask you, which storage location would you like to transfer inventory from? Because remember, seedtrakr knows which storage locations contain your inventory lot. So perhaps I want to move bin 17. So I have 1,000 bushels in bin 17. The system will ask me for a target location. This will be the location that I'm going to move the inventory into. So let's say we're going to move it into bin 19, which currently has nothing in it. I would like to move all 1,000 bushels from bin 17 to 19. Now note you can move partial quantities as well. So I could have moved 500, 200, whichever I prefer. The system will automatically make the movement in the unit of measure that the lot is set up in. So in this example, it's bushels. And maybe I'm doing a clean out and I'm moving all of bin 17 to 19. I can also enter an override date here if I perform the transfer at an earlier date and time. Now, if I select the save action, it's going to automatically transfer all the inventory from bin 17 to bin 19. So there it is. So now you can see down below here, because I've selected this inventory lot, that I no longer have inventory in bin 17 and the movement moved it to bin 19. I can also transfer inventory with a skill ticket by selecting the Transfer Inventory with Skill Ticket action. So it does the same thing, it's just we're using weights with a skill ticket to move the inventory. So let's move the inventory from bin 19 back to bin 17. So my source location is the inventory that I want to move. My target location will be the storage location where I want to move the inventory into. So we're going to select bin 17. I'm going to enter my skill ticket number. And I'm going to enter my weight. So let's say it was 48,000 pounds. I'm going to select Save. When I select Save, the inventory has now been moved from bin 19 back into bin 17. At any time, if I want to see all of my transactions, again, you can go to this View Movements action. When selected, I can see here are my transfers. So here's where we moved bin 17, all 1,000 bushels into bin 19. And here's where we moved all of it back from bin 19 back into bin 17. And it always shows me my updated balance. That's how you transfer inventory in seedtrakr. Purchasing inventory. You can add a purchased amount of inventory to your inventory lots. Simply select the Purchase Inventory action. When selected, a window will appear for entry. So here you can track your vendor. So perhaps I'm buying some inventory from John Smith. I can enter my quantity of 1,000. I can tell the system whether this is bushels, kgs, pounds, or units, or bags if the inventory lot was set up in bags. And I can put in my unit cost. So let's say he's charging me $2 per bushel. And I can also add any comments here. Now, I would add a purchased amount if I want to have visibility of what inventory I know is coming in later. So watch when I hit save. I've added 1,000 bushels of purchased inventory. So now my purchased amount is showing as 1,000 bushels. So you can also see that the availability is set to 1,000 bushels as well. So seedtrakr will tell you you have 1,000 bushels of available product to sell because you know it's coming, but you just might not have received it or have it on hand yet. Now, you can also track receivings against purchase as well. So watch what happens now. I have a purchased amount of 1,000. So when the time comes to actually receive the inventory from the vendor, I'll select the receive inventory action. I'll select a receiving location. I'm going to enter in the full quantity of, actually we'll do 500 for this example. So 500 bushels. And I'm going to tell the system I'm receiving against the purchase. Now what this is going to do is it's going to reduce the 1,000 bushels of purchased inventory down to 500 because I'm actually receiving 500 bushels against that purchase. When I select save, the system has performed the transaction and updated my on-hand to 500 and my purchased amount to 500. Now, if something happens where I no longer need this purchased amount in the system or the purchase is not going to happen anymore, I can simply go in and select the edit purchase inventory action. And the system knows I've already added a purchase, so from here, I can just reduce it down to 0. When I select save, my purchased amount is no longer there, it's now set to 0. That's how you use the add purchase inventory in seedtrakr.